Welcome to the Twisted Tentacle Inn. I am your innkeeper, Vase Odin, and today we will be reviewing The Gathering. In this brand new video series, I'm going to be reviewing the individual scenarios. I will not be reviewing player cards, as there are many YouTube channels and other content creators that are doing a great job reviewing player cards. I'm mostly going to be reviewing the scenarios themselves, including a bit of mechanics and storyline. The gathering begins in the home of one of the investigators. They are in their study, and the walls begin to change, where all of a sudden, the door to the study vanishes. The investigators have to figure out what is going on, and amidst an investigation of recent disappearances around the city, they begin to suspect that something supernatural is happening around Arkham. As the investigation develops inside your own home, you begin to realize that your home has changed drastically and there are different forces at play. You're kind of caught in between a power struggle between a cult of ghoul worshippers and worshippers of some greater deity and a zealot who wishes to stop what's happening. All of them somehow have ended up in your house, and you have to just try and get out of there and escape your house alive, maybe even with a little bit more information than you came in with. The thing I like best about The Gathering is that it's, in my opinion, hands down the best introduction to this game. It really immerses you into the story. The flavor text of the cards is really good and really gives you a sense of urgency and tells you what's going on. It works really well with the artwork in the scenario. Everything just works together very well. It gives you choices for completing the scenario, so you don't feel like you're being pigeonholed into a specific trajectory. You actually have choices that matter, and you could see the impact of your choices throughout the scenario and even at the end of the scenario. It also takes a very simple approach in revealing different mechanics for the game as a whole, little by little in bits and pieces. So it just feeds you morsels of mechanics, little by little, in a way that's easily consumable, easy to learn. And for me, it really helped me get the game and get a good grasp of the mechanics and how the game works and the concept and flavor of the game very quickly in just one playthrough. So I think that is a great accomplishment for this scenario. Although the gore is a little extreme in some of the artwork, it really sets you up to understand that this game is a horror game and not a kid's game. And you quickly learn from, even the first few cards that you draw, that this game is meant to be something special and something different and unique, especially if you're into the horror genre. Some things I didn't like about the scenario is that once I knew what was coming after the first playthrough, it was real easy to cheat the game and make it really easy on myself. Also, certain decisions that I made had me complete the scenario with a lot less experience points or victory points than what I felt was a minimum necessary in order to do well in the later scenarios of the mini campaign. So if you rush through this scenario, I feel like you may miss out on quite a bit of experience points and the ability to upgrade your deck for the next scenario. Also, after the first playthrough, I found the difficulty of this scenario decreases significantly. Even without cheating, there's a loophole I'm not going to talk about specifically, but just know that it's there where you can kind of cheat the scenario. And even without doing that, I found that after the first playthrough, it does get much easier because you kind of know what's coming and you know what to prepare for. Other scenarios don't seem to have that issue. Even after multiple playthroughs, there are a lot of things that you really cannot prepare for quite as much as you can in this scenario. But all these are minor points. Overall, the scenario is solid. It's an introductory scenario, and honestly, it feels just like that. So I wouldn't particularly rank it up there with some of the more established scenarios. Um, but it is great to introduce someone into the game. I wouldn't recommend any other scenario but this one if you're bringing a new player in to play this game or learn this game. But once you play it, I think after a couple of playthroughs, you may get bored of this one, and you may not want to play it again as much. Plus, you'll breeze right through it, to be honest. You'll set up and then you'll be done in just maybe 20 minutes if you're playing by yourself. Very, very quickly, because you'll know what's coming and you know how to deal with it. Overall, I give this scenario 3 tentacles for story and 3 tentacles for mechanics. I think it's a solid scenario and it fits right in the middle with the rest. I think it's a great introduction for new players, and flavor wise, it's pretty decent. So, yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care. Have a good day.